Well, guys, this election was insane. I don't know about you, but I stayed up all night watching it. I know that I ended the stream fairly early, but I wanted to watch some of it with my family. Plus, I was hungry, so and we ordered pizza. So yeah, but this is what you get instead of the extra stream coverage. Also, I was exhausted. I didn't realize that talking for 2 hours would exhaust me so much. So Joe Biden is currently at 238 electoral votes. Donald Trump at 213. We're also going to talk about the Senate and House, but first the presidential stuff. So Arizona has been called for Joe Biden. And by the way, this is my prediction. Whoops, I should fix that. Arizona, I called for Biden. So not to brag, but looks like I was right about a lot of this stuff. I called Florida, North Carolina going to Donald Trump. Now Florida has been called for Donald Trump. North Carolina has not, but it looks like Donald Trump is going to win North Carolina by about a tilt margin, which is what I said. Now, I also want to talk about Colorado and New Mexico for a second. I did call Colorado voting to the left of New Mexico. New Mexico, Joe Biden won by exactly 10%. With 88% of the vote, and that could expand maybe to 11% based on the mail-in data. And in Colorado, I called Joe Biden winning by around 11%. So I underestimated Biden in New Mexico and Colorado. So the actual map is something like that being safe and that being likely. Now, Arizona, it looks like Joe Biden is currently ahead. By over, that's like 3.4%. Hopefully my math is correct. So that's a lean margin. I also got that correct. In Nevada, he's winning by 0.6%. So he has to hold on to that if he wants to still. Nevada, holding on to Nevada would certainly help him. So Nevada, we're assuming he's going to hold on to. It looks like that right now. He'd actually be winning by tilt margin though, which I actually had a feeling that Nevada would vote to the right of Arizona. I didn't see that in the video though, or maybe I did, but. Alaska, we don't know anything yet because only a third of the vote is in. Trump's winning, so he's going to hold Alaska in all likelihood. And then we can also assume Montana, Biden did better than I expected. In Utah, he did about as well as I expected, a little worse. In Texas, by the way, at lean toss up on Twitter, it looks like I was right. So Trump won Texas by exactly 6%. I got that right. So. We're just going to fill in all these states. I also got Nebraska's 2nd district correct, and I called it would go to Biden. Although I didn't know how much Biden was going to win it by. I said he was going to win it by around 5%. He won it by like 11%. So that was a very strong showing from there. So Nebraska's 2nd district did go to Joe Biden by a likely margin. Kansas, I do believe, was likely. No, it was safe. So Kansas was actually blue for a bit. I remember when it was blue, it was kind of weird, but whatever. We knew it was going to flip right. Arkansas, Louisiana, Missouri are all safe, assuming that this stuff holds up. Iowa was likely, so I had Iowa going as a lean Trump state. And taking a look at Indiana, it was safe. I got that right. Kentucky, I believe, was also safe. I remember I tweeted because Biden had a lead in Kentucky. It was kind of funny. West Virginia is safe. Obviously, Tennessee safe. So. Based on the data here, Kentucky, West Virginia, Tennessee are all safe. Mississippi and Alabama are both safe. I believe South Carolina narrowed up a little bit, so that's still going to be just barely a safe margin. But Biden did gain a little bit over the night, and we're going to see a blue shift. It's not because we originally thought it was going to be a red mirage. It's more of going to be a blue shift as we're seeing because Trump was winning in Wisconsin and Michigan last night, and he's now losing. In Georgia, that's still uncalled, so we're not going to touch that. But Florida, I did say it was going to be tilt Trump. It ended up being lean Trump, so he outperformed there. North Carolina looks like it's going to stay tilt Trump. Ohio is also going to be likely, I believe, unless we saw some narrowing up. I remember Biden the lead in Ohio for a good amount of time, and a lot of Trump supporters were panicking. I remember seeing that, and they're saying Ohio might be gone, but as of right now, Trump is basically going to win Ohio. Now, New York obviously went to Joe Biden, so we're actually going to not touch these Rust Belt states just yet. Or Nevada, to be fair. But actually, I'm leaving from North Carolina, so we're going to give Biden Nevada. And then New Jersey, I'm assuming, was safe, as was Delaware. New Hampshire was actually likely, so I underestimated Biden in New Hampshire. Maine, let's see how much Biden won Maine at large by. He won it by a likely margin. That's what I projected. So I've been pretty accurate so far. He won the 1st district by a safe margin, unless I'm wrong here. He won by a safe margin. Now in the 2nd district, it hasn't been called yet. 89% of the vote is in, so it looks like Trump's going to win by a likely margin. So basically, 230. I'm missing 230. Where am I getting? Oh, I'm missing Hawaii. No, I'm not missing Hawaii. Oh, Minnesota. That's what I'm forgetting. So Minnesota did go to Joe Biden by, let's see how much he got it by. He won it by a likely margin, so I actually underestimated him in Minnesota. I had it as a lean state. So essentially, we're seeing Joe Biden is he's outperforming in the Rust Belt as of right now. In Minnesota, he's outperforming. He outperformed, it looks like, in Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania, because we haven't seen it. Philadelphia hasn't really come in. The mail-in vote hasn't really come in from Michigan, and in Wisconsin, Milwaukee's still being counted, although it does look like Biden's going to hold that lead. So right now, Joe Biden is on track to win the election, but so if it ended right here, we'd see tilt in every state. I do believe Georgia would be tilt, although they could be overturned, so that's what would happen, but we're going to leave these as blank. But hey, not to brag, but I was right. So now we're going to talk about the United States, and we're going to open YEPMS and map. Let's go to the United States Senate really quickly because I have school in like literally a few minutes, so I don't want to be late for school because I love school. No, I'm joking. I'm not that nerdy. But in the Senate, as expected, I do believe I was actually kind of surprised that Mark Ronchetti did as well as he did in the Senate elections. He made that very, very close. They still haven't called. I don't think they've called Maine. So Ronchetti, he only lost by like 6%, so that's likely. Now, in the state, of Arizona, Martha McSally did narrow it up, but Kelly is in all likelihood going to hold on. He's going to win by, it looks like, a likely margin, if I read that correctly. So, yeah, he's going to win by a likely margin, just barely, though. Colorado, John Hickenlooper, that race was called from fairly early, so these are all likely. Now, I was wrong about Montana. That ended up being lean for the Republicans. Alaska had yet to be called for Dan Sullivan, although it's looking like that's going to happen. Kansas was safe. Texas was likely. I do believe Mississippi and Alabama were both safe, which I kind of saw coming, but to be generous to Doug Jones, I gave. Okay, Mississippi might actually be likely. Now, in Georgia, David Perdue. Okay, Ossoff is catching up, but I don't think it'll be enough to win. Lindsey Graham did beat Jamie Harrison. Tennessee, Kentucky was safe. It looks like North Carolina is going to go to Cal Cunningham, which is unfortunate for the Democrats because they really had a chance here. They should have won this race, but they blew it, in my opinion. So, Corky Messner didn't do anything in New Hampshire as expected. Virginia, I do think, was safe. No, it was likely. I was wrong. So, Virginia was likely. In Illinois, I think it was safe. Oh, no. I was right. It was likely. I was right, guys. Okay. In Iowa, Joni Ernst pulled ahead of Teresa Greenfield. She won that by a likely margin, which was surprising. In Minnesota, I'm pretty sure Tina Smith won by a likely margin. Now in Michigan, remains uncalled. Both of Georgia's elections remain uncalled. Susan Collins is looking like she's going to hold on in Maine, which I did not see coming at all. I think we should just give it to her already. She's probably going to win by a lean margin. So that's pretty surprising, but good night for their Democrats in the Senate level. They're probably going to win at least one more of these seats. They're probably going to hold on to Michigan by a tail margin, which I projected. They're probably going to win Georgia special because of Kelly Loeffler, but they're probably going to lose the rest. So, again, that's it. So, guys, thanks for watching this video. So, the Republicans overperformed the Senate. The Democrats kind of choked in North Carolina and Maine. But Joe Biden is on track to win the election. So, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. I need to go to school.